I saw videos of my fiancé cheating during her bachelorette party. I can't believe I'm involved in a story like this. I haven't actually talked to anyone about what happened, even though a lot of people are trying. I think I just need to vent a little before I talk to anyone. My girlfriend and I were together for 4 years, and we were engaged to be married. Last weekend, she had her bachelorette party. I didn't have a problem with it, especially after what she told me was the plan. She and some friends were going to rent an Airbnb, a big place with 4 bedrooms, and they were just going to get trashed, party, and hang out. The day of the party, she was at my place, a 2-bedroom apartment. One room I use as a home office. I am a self-employed investor. She made all the arrangements and went to meet her friends. We texted a little, but as the party warmed up, we stopped, and I figured they were just having fun. After midnight, I started getting ready for bed and noticed that the computer in my office wasn't turned off. Rather, the black screen was just a screensaver. It turns out my fiancé had not logged out, and her messenger was still open on the computer. There was a group chat where she and the girls had been planning everything, and a lot of videos were uploaded to the chat. I was a little curious and started watching some of the videos. Most of them were pretty innocent. Just a group of 15 girls getting drunk, stoned, dancing, and whatever. Then there was a video of a woman going to the front door, and about 10 guys entered the apartment. I didn't know who they were and didn't recognize anyone. There were a couple of videos of the guys and girls dancing and drinking, and then the worst happened. A video started of my fiancé making out with a guy on the sofa. She stopped and rolled over and started making out with a second guy. And then there was a video of a woman going to the front door, and about 10 guys entered the apartment. I didn't know who they were and didn't recognize anyone. There were a couple of videos of the guys and girls dancing and drinking, and then the worst happened. A video started of my fiancé making out with a guy on the sofa. She stopped and rolled over and started making out with a second guy. Then there was a video of her and the 2 guys going into a bedroom. There was also a video of them coming out that, according to the timestamps, was 5 minutes later, but that doesn't mean anything. For all I know, the videos were an hour apart, and they were all just uploaded at the same time. Seeing all this was like a sledgehammer to the gut. I walked into the bathroom because I thought I would be sick. I wasn't, but I felt like I paced back and forth in the apartment for about 30 minutes. Then I poured myself a rocks glass full of whiskey and chugged it down. I saved the videos and then made one of my own. Just a short selfie video of me saying, "Hi, this is my name, your ex-fiancé." Just wanted to say I saw the videos from the party and the wedding is off. I hope it was worth it. I'm glad I saved the videos because in less than 10 minutes, they were all deleted and my phone started blowing up, but I didn't answer any calls or texts. At first, it was just my girlfriend texting, saying she could explain and that it wasn't what it looked like. Then her friends joined in, but I ignored everyone and didn't respond. Then suddenly, I got a request for a video chat, and I'll admit my curiosity got the better of me. I answered the call, but didn't say anything. It was my fiancé sitting in front of the camera, and she looked like she had been crying, with her friends gathered around her. I really only know maybe 4 of the friends, but I recognized a lot of the others. First, she started apologizing but kept saying it wasn't what it looked like. It was just a party, and the guys coming over was not planned or anything like that. She said it might have looked bad, but nothing happened. When I didn't say anything, she just kept going on with more of the same, and her friends backed her up. The more I didn't speak, the more hysterical she got. Eventually, she admitted to kissing the 2 guys but blamed her friends, who all took responsibility for that, which surprised me a little. She said the kisses didn't mean anything, and that's all that happened. Then she seemed to remember the video of her going into the bedroom and started screaming that it was just a joke, and nothing happened. All the other women confirmed it was just a joke, and that my fiancé had walked into the room and then turned around and walked out again. This just kept going on, and they just kept repeating themselves. Eventually, everyone got quiet and all I said was, "Is there anything else to add?" She said no, and I ended the video call. I went on social media, changed my relationship status to single, and posted that the wedding was off, and if anyone had bought a present, they should feel free to return it. My fiancé saw the post and is freaking out even more, just insisting that all she did was kiss and nothing else. I sent her a text saying if I suspect that she or any of her friends lie about what happened or try to make me the bad guy, then I will post all the videos online. Right now, no one else knows what is happening. This was a couple of days ago, and everything for the wedding is canceled, and my fiancé just keeps pursuing me. Any advice on what I should do from here? Update, June 27th, 2022. The update is pretty simple. Everything has been called off and canceled. The wedding is officially not happening. I got the ring back, and all of her stuff is moved out. She is staying with her parents for now. We did talk a little bit. It was mostly just her begging, apologizing, and crying. She keeps insisting that all she did was kiss the guys and that she has never done anything like this before and promises it will never happen again. Part of me really wanted to believe her, but the problem is that this incident puts our entire relationship in doubt. I think she may be telling the truth, but again, the point is, there is no way to know. If it is true that her friends pressured her to do it, then how can I believe they never did it before? We kept going around in circles because ultimately, there is just no way I can be sure. She said she would do anything, including cutting off her friends and only ever drinking around me. She really blasted her friends online, saying if the party had stuck to the original plan, she would still be getting married, so maybe she already cut them off. All I can say is that at the moment I am single, and I'm just going to live my life. I'll probably take some time to myself after getting out of a 4-year relationship. What's crazy is that a couple of her friends are also texting me just to talk. I haven't responded yet because, well, it's hard to trust them too. Thanks again to everyone who expressed sympathy, and I hope none of you here need to deal with anything like this in the future. Now, on to story #2. I've been with my girlfriend Emily for 4 years now. Emily has a close friend named Jeff, who I've never liked. To me, Jeff has always come off as skeevy, whiny, and creepy. I've heard things about him from both ex-friends and current ones that make him seem even more pathetic and unsettling. But the real reason I can't stand Jeff is that he's always been interested in Emily. They met in middle school, and he's had a crush on her since then. He's tried and failed multiple times over the years to win her over. Ever since I came into her life and we started dating, I've felt like he's been lurking in the background, waiting for us to break up so he could try again. He hasn't made any romantic advances during the 4 years we've been together, but his presence has always been a sore topic between me and Emily. Despite my feelings, Emily and her friends like Jeff. I've made it clear that I don't, but I've never interfered with her friendship with him because I've always trusted her when she told me she felt nothing romantic for him. Last week, everything changed. Jeff's romantic life can only be described as unusual, mostly one-night stands and third-wheel scenarios. He's openly polyamorous, and I've heard far too much about it from him. It's not the lifestyle for me, but whatever suits him. What really bothered me was how he would pitch it to people in monogamous relationships, as if he were trying to sell them on it for other reasons. Last week, Emily and I went out with her friends. We ended up at a dive bar late at night, and Jeff tagged along. He was incredibly off-putting to me the entire night, much more than usual, acting all buddy-buddy with me to an uncomfortable degree. As we chatted, he brought up his most recent relationship, a polyamorous one where he was the third wheel to another couple. Then, out of nowhere, he suggested we try something similar ourselves. Essentially, he asked us to open our relationship and become a triad with him. He knows I'm straight, so what he really meant was that he wanted to be with Emily, and for me to be okay with it. Emily declined, and I wanted to tear into the creep. However, Emily made me go to her car so she could pay for our drinks and leave, knowing I was about to make a scene. Suffice it to say, I am not comfortable with her continuing to associate with him. I've made it clear that what he did was completely disrespectful to our relationship, and that I don't trust him not to try something more sinister at this point. Emily, however, disagrees. She says this is just how Jeff operates, which makes me even more uncomfortable with the situation. He's not neurotypical, and her whole friend group has used that as an excuse for so long that I'm sick of hearing it. We've been arguing nonstop about this. She doesn't think this is enough reason to cut him off, and I can't understand why. Her friend group has essentially decided to stay out of it as well. I shared my thoughts with someone I know who is an ex-friend of Jeff's from high school. I also learned that Jeff has tried to break up Emily and her boyfriends before, and he thinks this is another attempt. She was planning on going out Friday with friends to a movie, which included Jeff. We ended up having another massive argument in which I told her not to come back if she left. She's been staying at her parents' house since then. Right now, I feel like I'm living in a bizarre world. Every single weird thing about her and her friends now sticks out like porcupine quills. It's like I'm the only one who sees a problem with what Jeff did, and that my opinion doesn't matter. Emily refuses to tell me why Jeff is so important to her, why he's worth all this trouble. To her, it seems normal or something. How do I even proceed at this point? It feels like I'm just being walked over. How can I convey how uncomfortable I am with this? Or is it even worth it at this point? Now, on to the update. I spent the last 4 years of my life with a woman we'll call Emily. At first, I thought she was genuine and honest. How wrong I was. Emily had a close friend named Jeff, a man who has clung to her since middle school. Jeff is a peculiar and unsettling character, and their friend group chalks up his behavior to his neurodivergence, using it as an excuse for his actions. Jeff has harbored a crush on Emily since they first met, and according to some former friends, he's done everything in his power to win her over. Despite this, Emily always insisted that she only saw Jeff as a friend. The way she talked about him to me suggested she found him physically repulsive. Because of her supposed honesty, I never questioned their friendship, even though Jeff was clearly waiting for an opportunity to swoop in if we ever broke up. A few weeks ago, Jeff proposed that we try polyamory so he could have sex with Emily. I was livid and wanted to put him in his place, but Emily stopped me. She didn't seem to mind his proposition, even though she turned him down. Her entire friend group treated this as a normal request, and they acted like my anger was the real issue, a me problem. Looking back, there were plenty of red flags about her friend group, but I ignored them. After the polyamory incident, I couldn't turn a blind eye anymore. The things former friends told me about Jeff and Emily made me start digging. I contacted one of Emily's exes and learned something shocking. In high school, Jeff had been giving Emily hundreds of dollars stolen from his parents. Emily and I had been arguing nonstop since Jeff's outrageous request. She had been staying with her parents to cool off. When she came back to our place this week, I confronted her and asked if Jeff was still giving her money. She denied it at first, but I warned her that if she didn't tell me the truth, I would forward the texts she sent me, where she made derogatory comments about Jeff's appearance, to Jeff himself. Emily finally admitted that Jeff had been giving her money since they met. Throughout our 4-year relationship, he had been sending her hundreds of dollars each month. Their text exchanges were flirty, hinting that she might be interested in him, but that the timing was never right. Even as she confessed, Emily maintained that she wasn't interested in Jeff, and even implied that she despised him. I asked if her friends were also taking money from Jeff, but she claimed she didn't know. Yesterday, I packed my things and moved in with my brother until I can find a new place. I blocked Emily and sent Jeff a text showing him how she talked about him behind his back. I also contacted Jeff's parents to let them know what was happening, suspecting that he was still stealing from them. Moving on from 4 wasted years is going to be tough, but it's the only way forward. That concludes today's stories. If you like stories like these, please make sure to like and subscribe for more. If you have any opinions on these stories, let me know what you think in the comments below. I hope you all enjoyed today's story time, and I hope to hear from you all soon.